Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Well, the ticking numbers you just see before you are probably pretty familiar, especially as of late. If you've paid attention to this channel, I have been posting videos about the U.S. debt clock being updated with figures that frighten many of us. And this is another case where it's been updated again. And it seems like this is happening more frequently, and the numbers just keep rising. Now, most of you see that it actually updates every millisecond with the latest figures that you see from the numbers ticking here. U.S. total debt, U.S. national debt, and the like. And everybody's debt is going up. It's an alarming rate, $23 trillion, well over that now. Federal spending, budget deficit, all numbers that should concern every American. Sadly, it doesn't. The politicians don't talk about it anymore, or if they do, it's just in passing. And there's so many different things going on here that is occurring that's troubling, especially when it is concerned with those of us who in America, our personal debts are going up, and it's just it's sad to see $74 trillion just in U.S. National debt, and you look at how much that is being paid in interest. Look at that number. It's just crazy. That's at $14,127 per adult. But the alarming thing here is we're looking at here is the dollar to silver ratio. And I think the debt in this dollar bill, which is essentially a debt instrument for all debts, public and private, whereas, a lot of it's going towards interest to pay to somebody somewhere at some time. And so now you can see here that the dollar to silver ratio has now risen up now to $1,161 per ounce. So that means that is the year-over-year increase in the U.S. M2 money supply divided by the yearly world production of silver in ounces. And it is quite compelling, especially when we take a look down here compared to what silver was for the dollar to silver ratio back in 1913, which is when the Federal Reserve Act and the Federal Reserve woke up, and after the Jekyll Island meeting, and there it is, and it's just amazing to see where that's going. And the dollar to gold ratio is now $9,668 per ounce for gold. So it really is something to behold here. Here in the United States of America, we have 330,202,000 people in climbing, and you look at all these different numbers and all these different things going on, and look at this dollar supply added, all these numbers here, and you look at how many dollars are printed per citizen. So you think that per every ounce of silver, $1,161 per ounce of silver, there's $3,204 per citizen. That's the dollar to citizen ratio now, which is a year on year increase in the U.S. M2 money supply in the year for the divided by the U.S. population. So very fascinating and interesting indeed to see these numbers and how they're ticking up and how they're being adjusted. And this just goes to show you that there is a lot of money being printed, and there's a lot of debt being created. So when you have debt and money being printed, those should be a combination that should certainly concern Americans, but even people around the world, because the dollar is the top dog in the IMF World Reserve currencies here. Here is the United States money supply, M2. It is the increase to $15,324.80 U.S. billion dollars and 80 cents in November from 15,197.30 US dollars billion in October of 2019. Money supply in the United States averaged 4,181.69 US billion dollars from 1959 until 2019, reaching an all-time high of 15,324.8 billion US dollars in November 2019, and a record low of 286.60 US 286.60 billion dollars US in January of 1959. So look at this increase. This year you can see the increase there. And some of this, I'm sure, is the repo, capturing the repurchase agreements. Some of the money being flowed through here. It seems like it's got to be. There's a central bank balance sheet and all these foreign exchange reserves, loan and private sector. And here's the repo rate here. So the repo rate was at the highest 6.94, lowest 0.01. The last was 1.64, previous 1.59. And so it is something else, something to behold here with all this money being printed. And sooner or later, it's going to come back and bite us. It seems like it has to. Sooner or later is the very broad sense of the term. Who knows when it'll be? Greenspan, the former Fed Chair Greenspan, once said, that these dollars, we can print them as long as there's, essentially, I'm paraphrasing here, as long as there is the faith in the people to accept them for what they are. And so far, that's been the case. If we look at the silver statistics and production here, we can see the silver productions here from 2019, average low high there. That's a price. And let's see here. Mine production of recoverable silver in the United States by state. So this is just, I guess, just talking about the number of ounces produced through September here. We can see that it actually went up in September. And for a total here of 733,000 kilograms. Interesting. So very, very interesting indeed. You see these numbers here, and then there's other numbers out there too. So when you're taking a look and account the total of all the weight out there, it's 3.55 million kilograms out there. U.S. imports and exports. By and large, the whole idea of this, or the bottom line here, is that this number is going to continue to go up, and as long as it sounds like the U.S. DebtClock.org is just getting on top of their game and updating this, that's a little bit scary. We do have a debt clock time machine here, and let's see what it was back in 2016. Actually, those numbers aren't there. We literally have to go back to the Wayback Machine to check it out, but I don't even know if that's going to show it. So this is saying in 2023 that it's going to be $1,529 per ounce. I think it could be a lot more than that at the rate it's going now. It seems crazy. And what will the debt be then? Well, $30 trillion. It's just a couple of years from now. But I believe that if they continue at the rate they're going, that it could actually be higher than $1,529. And, but it's not reflecting in the price of silver. I mean, let's take a look at the price of silver now at these markets, and as it refreshed, the silver is actually down slightly on the day, but still comfortably over that $17 level for the ask price. Gold is up slightly, but it is fascinating to see, and concerning too. I mean, this is something we don't want to see. We want to be able to have faith in our currency. And right now, you and I, those who pay attention to the precious metal markets and to the economy in general, we've lost faith in the dollar quite some time ago. I mean, now, that's not to say that it's not valuable. That's not to say that it doesn't work. That doesn't say that we don't need it. We don't use it. We have faith in so much that we know it's going to purchase our goods and services and our silver and gold. However, as an institution, the dollar is an institution, that is what we've lost faith in. And I think that is something that is concerning to most of us in this community. If you're watching this video, more than likely you are concerned. But for the average American, that is not the case yet. And I believe it's going to take, and this is part of the purpose of this channel, was to help educate, not to scare, not to overemphasize or overinflate the problem, because I do believe that there are issues and there are things that will that we're doing in this nation that aren't good, and I believe having a dollar with nothing to restrict it or keep it stable is an issue. It's been an issue for quite some time. But it's a word of warning. It's a word of warning out there that it is important to hedge yourself against an unstable dollar and the potential reset of a dollar where everything will be revalued, including the dollar itself. And the best way to preserve yourself from that is going to be precious metals, I believe. So, if you take into account what is going on with the with where the prices are nowadays, you look at here where silver is. If the dollar is revalued, who knows where silver could be? Could it be $200 an ounce? I don't know. Could it be $1,161 an ounce? I doubt it, but you never know. Depends on how it's revalued. Regardless, you will see the price of silver, I believe, go up, and gold, by the way, substantially if there's a dollar reset, while the price of other commodities such as bread, gas, milk, those will move not in the same direction as silver. In other words, they will be continue to be, or they may be, let's say if bread, gas, and milk, let's say a gallon of gasoline is $2.50. If there's a reset of the dollar, it would be a massive shock to people if it went up to $7. So it may go up to $3 or what have you in the revaluation, or $4 perhaps, maybe. But it's anybody's guess. Depends on how they define it. But I believe that the entities that will protect where you'll be protected is in the precious metals. I believe the most, more than anything else out there, in a revaluation of the dollar, where other asset classes may not be. They may be devalued, whereas silver and gold will maintain their true value and be protected as asset classes there. And so there you have it. Post your thoughts below. I will probably be checking this out more often. Several members of the community made me aware that this move had made a shift here, and I appreciate them letting me know. But nonetheless, something to pay attention to, and it is concerning. So post your thoughts below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.